Welcome back, guys, to the part two of our working on the hard software with the gear on tutorial. To go, Carl with me today. Thank you, Carl, for being here. He's going to be monitoring me what I'm doing there. He's wearing his battle belt. Carl is a former military man. That's a battle belt. I got a duty belt, so similar configuration, different purpose. So what I got here is a holster with a training gun. I got a spare magazine, I got baton, I got communications, and I got a handcuff. I've explained this before. We try to keep the center of the duty belt clear at the back, so when we roll, it's like that we're gonna hurt our spine. We're rolling, and well, let's get into it. So the basic things that we practice going down is to maintain our hands on our gear. So different jurisdictions, they work with different protocols, so I can only speak for my training and experience. So these are training tips. Just as a disclaimer, these are no recommendations or advice. They are tips. Depends on your jurisdiction. You have your own protocols to follow. So I'm going to give tips about the things that I've been trained and my experience. So we work on our stance, our standard framework, which is this one: 45-degree angles, shoulders aligned with the hip, knees slightly bent. This is our stand. If I'm here, I'm ready for a empty hand confrontation. If I'm gonna engage on a knife fight, well, I will drive my knife and I will present the knife in front of me. The weapon goes in front. And if I go with the gun, same stance. So we work then with the holster. Support hands goes always at the front here. We lower the hand to the holster. Defeat the safety mechanism in the holster. This one has a button. Throw the gun straight away. The muzzle pointer is in the direction of the target. Then the next step is presentation and aim, which we rise the gun to our eyesight. Both hands come to the gun. Then here the discharge occurs. Then we go down to the ready load position where we check for secondary threats. And then from there it goes back to holster. Right? So we're going to do this from the standing position, and this work has to be repetitively. So you get to use it to do it without thinking. So we go down, straight down, keeping the same relationship between hip and shoulder. We just lower ourselves, same amount of force in both legs, 50-50. Now the knees tuck into the ground, hands go back to the holster, defeat the safety mechanism, draw, presentation and aim, discharge, down to the ready load position, check for secondary threats, and then go back to holster. Then from here, we're going to go down on the ground. There's different ways that you can do this. You can do it one, extending the leg out, or putting most of your weight into these legs, and then from there, this work has to be smooth. Draw, presentation and aim, and we're going down. We put the legs, and I'm going to release that leg there. And from here, discharge, bring the gun to the front, check for secondary threat, and then the gun goes back to holster. Alright? The other way that you can do that knee base, I go back to the kneeling position and you follow the record. Good. Okay, from here, I'm going to draw, and I'm going to come back, rolling over this section of my leg. And now I'm in the sitting position, presentation and aim, discharge, ready low, check for secondary threat, and going back to holster. Okay, this is from the sitting position. If I'm going to do it from the flat down, tummy up, from here I can go back by extending this leg forward as I draw, gun straight away pointing towards the target, extending both legs, presentation and aim as I go down, discharge, check for secondary threat, and then go back to holster. Right. Now I'm going to go up again. We're going to do the same from the kneeling position, but now forward, tummy down. So from here, I'm going to draw, going straight away, pointing back. At the moment that the gun clears the holster, the gun has to be pointing towards the direction of the target. So if I need to discharge from here, I can start discharging my firearm, throwing rounds towards the target. Okay? This is instinctive shooting. You're sending rounds towards the target. I only be able to shoot accurately when I rise the gun to my eyesight. And then I line up my eye with the side of the firearm, and then I can shoot accurately from here. So draw, extend the leg, and here I'm going to go down, presentation and aim, discharge, bring the gun closer to me, check for secondary threats, and then reholster. Alright? So we're going to do some exercise here as well. If I need to move forward, I'm going to draw, presentation and aim, discharge. If I need to move, I'm going to be moving with my forearms. Okay? The gun never goes on the ground because there could be dirt, mud, or other things that can affect the mechanics of the firearm. So the support hands go at the bottom, the gun goes at the top, so I can transition to my support shooting gun. And then I'm going to move from here. So the legs works is like a frog, and here we're rotating the arms. We need to move back, then the opposite is held through, so we're going back now. Alright? Shoot from there, okay? If I need to get up, you can do it in different ways. You can move here, rotate, go down again. I'm using this leg as a pivot, okay? Both my hands on my weapon system so I can check, I can change magazine, I can check a malfunction. The hands not used on the ground. Rotating the legs, I'm rolling over my shoulder and my forearm in a spiral motion coming up, and then I'm going to rotate over this part of the legs, shooting my hip that way. Now I'm a kneeling position. Okay? From here I can stand up in different ways. One, if you're strong enough and flexible enough, you can use both legs by leaning backwards, rotate my foot, I'm straight, and I can go straight up here. Okay? The other way to do it, from here, sorry, we were here. Okay? Rotate here, then I lift my leg in the direction that I want to get up. So let's say if I'm looking at the camera, want to be aiming that way, his legs is going to go that way. So I get up straight away into target. Okay? If I want to get up that way, then this leg is going to go there. If I want to go that way, then this leg is going to go there. And then, keeping the back straight, shoulder in alignment with the hip, using both legs 50-50 force, up. And then I'm going to engage there. Makes sense? Good. Now, put this back into holster. You need to do this, right? So if you want to cancel, if you want to bear with me there, thank you for your assistance. Okay, how are we going to roll? We're going to roll it straight. The good thing about the timber is that gives you this guidance. We got this place here so we can maintain ourselves straight. So we're going to show the walking first. Walking, if I draw the presentation and name, and I'm walking, I'm going to walk this way. So keeping my eye on the side of the gun. Okay? And my walking is normal. There's only a slight difference. What's the difference there? The difference is that when I walk normally like this. So that is doing the flat on the foot. That creates a ripple effect that affects the stability of my platform here. So the only difference between normal walking and the walking with the hanger, draw a presentation of name, is I'm going to be rolling my feet. From the external edge of my foot, I'm going to be rolling my feet. Rolling the feet translates in a smooth walking. A smooth walking means a more stable platform. More stable platform means more accurate shooting. You're going to have a tighter pack on your target, all right? So that's the walking. Now let's do the roll. The roll needs to be practiced. I see people that always roll the same way, or with the left shoulder or the right shoulder, or with the leg, left leg at the front, the right leg. You have to practice them all because you don't know when you're gonna fall, which legs will happen to be at the front at the time that you're rolling, right? So when you roll, draw presentation a name. I'm gonna use my support hand to roll. The palm of the hands go at the front, right? So if I can borrow Carl 1 second to demonstrate. So if Carl does this for me, front of center, yeah. What I want to maintain is all circles. So I curve from the tailbone to the head, and an arc from the arms and the back to the other side. So curve here and curve here. Thank you, Carl. Right? The idea for that is to make a smooth roll. Smooth roll translate again, and I'm gonna come out of that roll with a smooth platform. If you have some flat parts, or if you keep your back straight, or your arm straight, or you stick your head out, that's the part that's gonna hurt you. Okay? The more rounded you are, that's why you collect ourselves. We use that term, a loading system. You collect yourself. You know? So it depends on which direction you're rolling. You are all rounded like a cocoon, right? So, draw, presentation a name, I'm walking, and I'm going to roll here. And I come as smooth as possible out of that roll. So if I do it again, in front of the camera over there. So I'm from the at ease position, coming up into very high position, I'm walking. And as I trip or fall, doesn't matter which legs is at the front, this leg or these legs, I think the other one with the left, let's do this one with the right. Support hand, it touches from the gun. The gun is always pointed towards the target. And I perform the roll there, and I go back to my target. As I perform the roll, I'm pushing forward, like if I want to hit the target with the gun itself, like poke the target with the gun. So you have to push yourself forward, not up. That's a common mistake. So, but it's easier to practice that with the low. So we're going to stop the video 1 second, and then I'm going to get rid of this, and I want to get the weighted base so I can explain that with the weight.